Hi, this is Dena and welcome back to my channel. I was running errands and I saw a sign for an estate sale, so I had to stop. Here in my hometown, they run estate sales any day of the week. They're not just Friday, Saturday, Sundays, or anything like that. Today is a Wednesday afternoon, and so I saw the sign, so I had to stop in and see what they had. I didn't get any footage inside. It's a really small house. It was crowded with tables and not a lot of people, but just enough that I wouldn't have felt comfortable. And some of the rooms were completely empty. There was literally like a box or two on the floor. And so there really wasn't much to film, but I did get some vintage goodness. And I'm going to show you that in the haul. Right here is the haul inside my car. You can see it's all vintage items, and then there's what's in here, and I'll tell you that in a second. So the first item I saw was this little plate, and I was looking at all the plates. They had some collector plates, and this little one kind of caught my eye, this little like trinket dish. And when I turned it over, well, it had her name on it, or somebody's name on it, but it says Limoges, France. So that's why I picked it up. And the plates were $2. And then I was upstairs and I found this little item. And I picked it up because it is a ashtray, a vintage ashtray. And it says, "We had a tub of fun in California." How cute is this? It's a little, you know, like touristy piece, and they wanted $2 for that. And I was like, this is just too cute. It's obviously vintage, and I'm like, I am getting that, putting that up. Definitely things for my Etsy shop. I've been building my Etsy shop up. I finally got up to 50 items, which I know some people have hundreds, or I don't know, lots and lots of items, but I had a hard time just getting it up to like 40 items. And then I'm like, I made a goal, and I was like, I'm going to get 50 items in my shop. Well, as you put items in, items sell, then you have to put more items in. And so it was a little bit of a challenge, but I did make it the other day. Then right underneath here is a vintage apron. And looking at this, just looking at the stitching on that, this is definitely a handmade piece from back in the day. They wanted $3 for that. And I just love the colors on it. It's just the little half waist one, the one that you tie around your waist. And I thought, oh, a vintage apron, another thing I can put in my Etsy shop. So those items are going in there. And then they had albums of all sorts. And of course, everyone was picking up the Beatles album, but the album wasn't in the sleeve. So I thought, well, let me look through, and I saw this one first. And I'm like, look at that. Look at Santa Claus. And it's vintage. I didn't care if the record works or not. This is just great decor. Look at that. Christmas music, vintage, Vincent Lopez and his orchestra. Look at the little Christmas tree on top of the TV, the vintage TV, which a bunch of us, we grew up with TVs kind of looking like that until they went into like those bigger consoles. But also, check out the chair he's sitting on. Isn't that cool? Let me see. On the back, it's just a lot of reading on the back. And that's all I can tell you about this album. I have no idea who that is. My husband's probably going to laugh. He probably knows exactly who that is. And then this. Look at her outfit. Love it. Just love it. That is so 1950s, maybe early 60s. Check out that table. How MCM is that? Mid-century modern. And the Christmas tree, and I just love the pink walls, are like, they're almost pink purple, like, but look at all the tinsel on the tree. I just thought this is awesome. So this is Christmas with Patty Page. How awesome is that? Both of these, I bought them not for the albums, but just for decor. These would be great in a Christmas vignette. And then when I first came in, they were teasing me about the bottle brush trees. They immediately said, oh, if she doesn't buy them, I'm going to buy them, or something like that. And I'm like, what are we talking about? And they're like, oh, the trees back there. So I looked at them and I was like, oh yeah, these are great for, you know, decor and doing all kinds of projects with. And, you know, and well, they got fuzzies on them, but, you know, it's probably just from a Christmas display, you know, like the snow and all. But they wanted like $3 for this one, $2 for the little one, and $3 for this big one. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, they were kind of teasing me, but I didn't get them. I actually just got those first items I just showed you. And then as I was leaving, the woman that saw me earlier, who was outside the house, said, oh, did you get the trees? And I said, no, should I? I think I should. You guys keep mentioning them. I said, how about $5 for the trees? And she was like, oh, I don't know. I said, how about $6? I said, I'm running out of cash in my wallet, which is true. I had hardly any cash left. And so she's like, well, let me go look. And so we walk back in, and she says, out of the 4 trees, you can have these 3 for $5. Now, the other items should have cost me $2, $3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. The first item should have cost me $7, but when I made my little pile, she goes, how about $5? I said, great. So for $10, I got, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things for $10. It's a little over $1 a piece for them. And I'm going to be stacking up my Etsy shop. So look forward to that. Here's a better look at all those vintage items that I got at the estate sale. Just love this handmade vintage apron. Just love those colors on it. Gotta laugh at old Santa there, old Saint Nick. Just love this album cover. It'll be great in a vignette, a Christmas vignette. Here's a better look at those bottle brush trees, which also are great for decor. Can't wait to either use those, or I might be reselling them. I'm definitely reselling the album and the apron and this little Limoges plate. Let's see if I can get a better view for you. Look at that turquoise around it. It's so pretty. Just love that, and the colors are so brilliant. And then of course the vintage tub ashtray, just so adorable. And the other album, which is another classic, be awesome in a Christmas vignette. Ooh, look at this. That is really cool. Oh, look at the bird. Oh, look at the bird. I gotta, oh my
The dogs are
goodness.
behind you too.
I know.
Yeah.
Hi, Biddy. Hi, Biddy bird.
Took them all apart, but we take it up to recycle it, and
Puppy
this guy's
dogs.
cracking a boat in front of us, a rowboat. So
Uh-huh.
he goes, so he got boats and everything. He said, I'll sell you that cheap. The rowboat? Yeah, $35 we take the rowboat. 10 foot, a 10 foot.
Hi, puppy dog.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh yeah, it's
Hi.
nice. It's a
We got a whole bunch of puppy dogs.
yeah, the license stickers are stolen from like so. After I stick it in the back of the truck,
And I don't
thinking,
need
this
this
is probably
stuff.
stolen. You know, is what I thought. So I started looking up the serial number. And I was like, yeah, he says, well, it saves me from taking it back and cutting it up. So we got $13 for the barbecue. So the boat cost us like $10.
Oh, yeah, I have a puppy dog too.
How do you get $13 for
$5 for the books.
yes.
Ollie. Okay. Get over here. Come here, good boy. Hi, puppy. Aw. No, you be nice. Oh, he comes back really well. He listens. You're all so cute.
Thank you for watching, and put any comments or questions down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'm going to keep putting up the same type of content where I go out and I source for either vintage items, or I source for items for Poshmark or eBay. I basically sell everything. Anything I can flip for a profit, I will pick it up and list it and hopefully sell it and make that profit. And I will see you guys next time.